Bear fans, and welcome to another edition of Inside Bear Athletics on Bear TV. Tonight we sit down with the newest member of the Southwest coaching staff, new head football coach. Coach Collins will join us. We'll also talk baseball, get our season preview for that with Coach Ken Jackson. So get ready, bear down. It's time for Inside Bear Athletics on Bear TV.
Inside Southwest Bear Athletics is your home for all things sports related at Southwest Mississippi Community College. Benji Embry is the voice of Southwest Bear Athletics and a seasoned sports broadcaster in Southwest Mississippi. You can hear him on game day broadcasting nearly all of our athletic events. Join us weekly on Tuesdays to catch up on the discussions. You can hear us live on Bear TV, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also download the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and Amazon Music. So if you have questions or you just want to keep up with teams and stats, you have come to the right place. Inside Bear Athletics.
Well, welcome back to Inside Bear Athletics here on Bear TV. In our first segment, we welcome the newest member of the Southwest coaching staff, our brand new football coach, Coach Collins, to the program. Coach, how are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, Benji. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for being here. Of course, the newest member of the Southwest coaching staff. So before we talk football, let's talk a little bit about Coach Collins. Of course, you're not a stranger to Southwest Mississippi Community College by any stretch. Of course, growing up in Amite County, playing here at Southwest. Kind of tell us about your background a little bit.
It's kind of like my second home, my first home originally. Back at home, played high school at Amite County. Played college football here at Southwest, and then before leaving. So spent a great bit of time around this campus, around this area. So I'm very familiar with it. Still know the roads and the back roads around the community. So it's have no problem getting around and asking, knowing where to go.
Somebody told me you make several trips a year back down this way anyway, don't you? So.
Oh, yeah. I normally cut through Brookhaven and go down 569, come through the back way of Liberty there on the way to Gloucester. So my brothers stay in Macomb, so I make trips down here occasionally.
Well, Coach, after playing football, of course, your coaching career began. Kind of first off, tell us what made you want to be a coach first off, and then, of course, a head coaching job like you got here at Southwest. Who are some of the people that kind of got you into that profession?
Well, after playing so long and all you know is sports and athletics, I tried the workforce, getting out to work, and went to Atlanta for a little bit, and that didn't work. That lasted about a month. I figured out I needed to make a little money, and I needed to be doing something I enjoy doing, and I just really missed coaching, got into it right away. So started at a developmental role in coaching, and it's led to this point.
Absolutely. And, of course, you're no stranger to the MACCC, which we'll talk about in just a few moments as well. Of course, you get the job right before Christmas. You take on a head coaching job right before Christmas in the midst of COVID-19. You come in and you walk in the field house and you go, man, I'm the head football coach. What's the first thing you did?
First thing I did, it still hadn't sunk in to me. I'm doing everything as an assistant. The interviews are a little bit different, the phone calls. Other than that, it's the same role. You got to talk to everybody and you got to manage time for everybody. That's the biggest difference right now. But, first thing was identifying who was the players that was here on campus that we could use to help us get to where we want to go. And then going out and identifying the players that we need to get here on campus.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of your new roles as the head coach. One thing you have to do as a head coach is put a staff together. And you were tasked with putting a complete staff together for the most part. You did keep a few that were here, but for the most part, you had to start from scratch, didn't you?
Yes, sir. And so I started from scratch. I got some guys working behind the scenes that's undercover. We kind of running this operation pretty good right now. We got some good recruits that's committed. I think it'll change right away. Those guys was familiar with the junior college system and Mississippi junior college system, so they was no strangers as well as myself. We sent some Google Docs, and we was working together on Google Docs behind the scenes, and we got that recruiting list narrowed down and identified the guys that need to be Bears.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, once fall gets here, offensively and defensively, what kind of system can we expect from Coach Collins?
Offensively, you're gonna see an offense that's gonna be exciting, offense that's gonna be efficient. We're gonna create mismatches with the defense. We're gonna score a lot of points. Our goal is to score 35 points a game. We wanna make it exciting. We wanna make people wanna come to the football games. When it's time to go fast, we're gonna go fast. When it's time to go slow, we're going to go slow. We're going to be a lot like the Kansas City Chiefs as you watched the game last night. So we're going to have a lot of little fast guys like Mahomes and Kelsey. We will play with a tight end. We will be 11 personnel, but we will be a spread offense, So kind of building it like that, the offense, we'll build the offense around a quarterback and offensive lineman, guys that's athletic. The first thing when building an offense, you got to have a quarterback. The next thing was getting offensive linemen and then getting receivers that can catch the ball in space and make things happen. So the offense you're going to see on this field next August, they will be exciting. It will be exciting, and it's going to be explosive and fast.
Defensively side, what can we see from your team?
Defense, everything I do is going to be fast. That we do will be fast. We're going to be fast, explosive, and physical. It's going to be a defense that don't allow a lot of points. Our goal of giving up 14 points a game, that's 2 touchdowns. We can hold two teams to a minimum of 2 touchdowns. We should be able to win a lot of football games.
Coach, you're no stranger to Southwest Mississippi. We talked about that in the early going. Of course, this Bear program is one that for the last couple of years it's been a little bit down. How do you come in with the players that are here, and also to the players that you're recruiting? How do you get the team reignited and excited once again about Bear football?
They're going to follow the energy that I bring. I got to come to work every day. I got to bring the energy. I got to bring the excitement. If I come in and I'm ready to go every day, the player's going to be ready to go. Right now, we are working out 5 days a week right now, and the guys are excited. They're doing a pretty good job. We started last week. And so the excitement, we will have an exciting football team. We will have energy. So I'm not worried about that. I'm a guy who's going to show up and get right on the ground with them, and we're going to hit it running.
Of course, the MACCC, obviously you're no stranger to the league. National championship pretty much being played for out of this league every single year. And with statewide recruiting, there is no protection of the guy in your back door. Everybody gets to kind of recruit everybody, as you well know. So how are you separating your program from the others as far as recruiting those guys to come to Southwest?
It's a great location. Southwest is in a great location. Got a beautiful campus, great academics. It's got everything you need to have here to be successful. So now we just got to get those guys here. I think with my championship pedigree and background, guys gonna want to come here. They know what I'm talking. They know I know what I'm talking about. They know the guys that's gonna be coaching them. They know where they've been in championship programs before, also at different places. The guys that's gonna be coaching them and played at Division I. So it's just a whole general coaching staff, the family atmosphere, that we're gonna bring. We're gonna make people feel comfortable here on campus, feel comfortable around the football facilities, and it's going to be a good time.
Absolutely. Of course, we talk about the football season. Everybody always wants to know, well, how many players can you bring in? How many can you bring out? I'm not going to put you on the spot right now for that because I know you're still trying to recruit players in. But the big question is you cannot miss on the out-of-staters. How many out-of-state folks will you be having allowed next year for Southwest team?
Southwest, we can have 10 out-of-staters right now. We got 2 freshmen that was on the roster that possibly can come back. I'm looking to sign 8 guys, leaving 2 more spots available. I'm used to having 8 guys at the place I just came from, so I get 2 more extra out-of-staters, which is great. And so I plan on getting some guys in here that can help this program for 2 years. And hopefully we'll be out of that 10 range and back into the 8 range, depending on the wins and losses.
Absolutely. So the fewer out-of-staters you get, the better your record is, right?
Yes, sir. So I've been operating off 8 out-of-staters ever since I've been in this league. So the record speaks for itself.
Well, Coach, in addition to out-of-staters, you got tryouts coming up, right?
Yes, sir. got trials February the 10th for guys who are postgraduate high school players. It's going to be 10 a.m. Registration, $20 per player. For everyone else that are a high school graduate, it'll start at 2 p.m. And make sure you bring a physical and you have a valid physical, and you bring cleats and tennis shoes and workout gear. If we can work out at any time around here, we'll be outside if the weather permitting. If not, we'll be inside. So the trials will be set, and it will go on February the 10th.
February 10th with the tryouts. And, of course, I know right now I wish we could almost go over to the football field and just get rolling. You've definitely got an excitement about it. You've got the players excited, the fan base excited. Now we're just waiting till fall gets here and we can kick off football and get the Coach Collins era started here at Southwest.
Yes, sir, Benji. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a great time. Like I say, we're going to look good. We're going to play good. We're going to have a good time. And the team we put out there on that field in August, they will be a good football team.
And, of course, if you've been paying attention, you've got your 2 new helmets here that you'll be debuting next fall as well, don't you?
Yes, sir. Those are the 2 helmets we'll be going with. A little different look, but it's going to be nice. The guys are excited about it. So trying to bring a little spice and, just spice it up a little bit. Some good food here. We just got to make sure we put a little seasoning on it.
I understand, by the way, totally off the subject, I understand you cook a pretty good steak.
Yeah,
I saw that the other day on Facebook, and I was wondering, why didn't I get invited?
Benji, I'm still working. It's a new grill. It's a new grill that Coach Steigers, he brought down from the Voltex. So, I had to make sure the equipment I was using was I was familiar with it, but it's probably one of the best steaks in town. I'll challenge any guy to a cook-off if they want to, anybody to a cook-off. I stand behind my product, just like my players. So it's pretty good, though. I definitely cook you one.
All right, like I said, just next time you light that grill up, give me a call. Okay,
yeah, maybe we can get Barra TV down there, and we can cook out with Coach Collins.
Absolutely. Cooking with Coach Collins. I like that. Coach Collins, thanks so much for joining us. We look forward to the fall, of course, getting the lights on at John Ihurst Stadium, playing some football. Don't forget, open tryouts February 10th. If you want more information about that, you can visit southwestbearathletics.com. You can also email Coach Collins. It's ccollins@smcc.edu. You can email him directly. Ask any questions you might have about how to try out for this Bear football team. Coach Collins, thanks so much for joining us. We look forward to the season getting started.
Thanks, Ben. Go Bears.
Go Bears. And we'll come back. We'll shift gears and talk baseball. Head baseball coach Ken Jackson with his baseball season preview up next on Bear TV. Hey, Bear fans, in this COVID year, don't forget Southwest Mississippi Community College has the following attendance policy for home games. The home team will get 40 tickets for every basketball game. Visiting teams will be allowed 15. There will be 30 tickets available for Southwest students, and those will be on a first-come, first-served basis. You can pick up those student tickets at the Sports Information Office on the Southwest campus. There's also 20 tickets available for the general public. Those will be sold at the campus bookstore at a cost of $10 a piece. The Southwest Cheer Squad, they get 10 tickets, and there's no pep band or halftime performances at home basketball games this year. MACCC, MHSAA, MAIS, and Southwest passes will be accepted at the door. Anyone attending the games will of course be asked to wear a mask and to try to maintain 6-foot distance between groups. By the way, the teams will also be seated on the south side of the gymnasium. All fans will be seated on the north side at the Southwest Basketball Center. Another difference this season is the mirrored schedule. That means when the Bears are at home, the Lady Bears are on the road against the same team. All home games this year, with the exception of February 27th and March 6th, will tip off at 6 p.m. in the Southwest Basketball Center.
Let's get back to the discussion on Inside Bear Athletics.
Well, welcome back to Inside Bear Athletics on Bear TV, broadcasting here on this Tuesday night. Let's shift gears from football to baseball now. Get our baseball preview. Head coach Ken Jackson in, as he is just days away from getting his season started. Coach Jackson, good evening.
Good evening, Benji. Nice to be here.
Well, it's been a long time coming from the last time you played a baseball game. to Wednesday night when Colin will be at Bear Park. It's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
It's been a long time. I'm a little nervous, trying to remember, make sure we know how to actually have a game and do all the administrative stuff that we need to get done.
I was going to ask you, do you know where the bats and the balls are,
We
how
got
to
the
turn the
bats and the
scoreboard
balls, but
on,
that's
and all that good
everything else
stuff?
I'm a little nervous about.
Hopefully the scoreboard will come on.
Yes,
Huh?
yes.
Well, let's talk about that baseball season. Before we talk about the season, things have changed just a bit. Going kind of back to the COVID thing, you lost not only most of your season, but the high schools lost most of their season. So that kind of made recruiting a little bit more difficult than it has been in years past. How'd you handle that?
Recruiting has been very difficult. The idea of a lot of those seniors last year and juniors that we're recruiting now, they just didn't have the opportunity to play. And so we just had to get on the phone a lot, try to get a lot of video. And, of course, video is hard to get for baseball. A lot of people don't video baseball games, and unlike football, So we had to try to get kids to go out and actually do some stuff on the field by themselves. Somebody go out and video them. I was talking to a coach today on the phone. The NCAA Division I is still not being able to recruit, and so they're having to do video recruiting. So it's been a pretty interesting last year, really, right now.
Well, you talk about how interesting it's been. One thing you have to lean on in a normal year, but especially with COVID, is the assistants that you have backing you up. And you did have one change to your staff, right?
Yes. Well, we've still got Austin Biggs still here. Austin does a great job. He's our recruiting coordinator. We do have Derek Mount now, and Derek has come in and just kind of picked up right where Corley Reynolds left from, and is doing a great job for us. So I put a lot of responsibility on those guys, and they've done a great job.
I was going to say, how important is it to have two guys that you can absolutely trust being your right and left hands along the plate?
Absolutely. We've had several practices. Obviously they go on the road at least once or twice a week, going somewhere, watching kids work out, and but they've had to handle some practices, with the COVID and different coaches being out and players being out and so forth, and being in quarantine. We've all had to take a little different hat over the last 2 or 3 months.
Well, here's something we hadn't been able to talk about in a while. Let's talk baseball.
Okay.
Since we get to talk baseball, like I said, season's just a couple of days from getting open. The question everybody asks the baseball coach is who you got throwing, Coach? So let's talk about pitching first.
Pitching is always the key in baseball. We feel like we have some good guys on the mound. We feel comfortable with them. Right now, the biggest problem we have with baseball this time of year is cold weather. And obviously, you leave for Christmas, come back. We were gone for over 40 days from Christmas break. And so we've got some sore arms right now going into our season. And that's going to be a key factor for us the first couple of weeks of the season. But we do feel like we have some key guys who we're counting on. And Nick Scucci was one of our major pitchers last year. Chase Guitro was one of our major pitchers. Jacob McDaniel. Those are all third-year guys. So we feel good about those guys. It's the back end that we're really trying to find, and that's only going to take time.
Well, you talk about those third-year guys. Of course, the one thing COVID did do is kind of give those kids that were sophomore last year, kind of give them their year back. And you're in a unique situation where you actually have some 3-year starters.
Yes, we have about 3 or 4 guys who are third-year players, and we actually have one player who left and went to a Division I. They shut their baseball program down. He's come back, so that makes a little difference for us, and the idea of having some older guys out there. But the problem with that is, obviously, everybody else is in the same situation we're in. So it's going to be a challenging year for us. Our non-district games, we used to get the snowbirds out of the northern part of the United States from Michigan and Illinois and Missouri, and all that's canceled. And instead of playing those guys, we're going to play Jones, Pearl River, Gulf Coast, Colin, Hines, and East Central twice. Those are our non-conference games. And so it's going to be interesting. It's going we know it is. It's going to be challenging for us, but our kids are up for the challenge, and we're going to do the best we can.
Well, let's talk. Since you talked about the non-division games, let's talk about your schedule right quick. Number one, bringing new kids into your program. On the high school games, you play 7 innings, maybe once or twice, maybe 3 times a week. The way your league is set up, you're going to play double headers twice a week, so it means more time on the field. It means more time. How do you get these kids from high school ready for college baseball?
It's a challenge. They have an attention span That's not very long. And so we challenge them constantly about being able to go on the field. You know, some days at the Bark, we'll get there at 11 o'clock, take batting practice at 11:30, 11:45. The game starts at 1:30, and we're playing the game, and it's still 7 o'clock at night. We're still playing. Mm-hmm. You know, so they spent 8, 9, 10 hours a day at the ballpark, and that's challenging for them. And we just have to constantly get them to understand how challenging that is to go out there and put forth the effort for that long of a time.
Let's talk about your schedule. As far as you talk non-division, or is the division set up the same way it was last year? You can play everybody?
Division has not changed a bit. We still have the midweek games is going to be South versus South, you know, those teams I just mentioned. And then the weekend games is going to be the North teams. It could be a Meridian, Holmes, Delta, Northwest, Itawamba, Oklahoma, Northeast, East Mississippi. Those are your weekend games.
Any changes with the travel schedule,
No.
anything like that?
Well, the schedule's been changed about 4 times. So I could not tell you where our games are right now. It's on a piece of paper on my desk, you know. So all thing I know is we open up Wednesday, Colin here, and then Hines here on Saturday.
And the Colin now and the non-divisions are 2 7s instead of the 9-7
Well,
format.
it's all up to the home team. You know?
Okay.
And so most of our games are going to be 2 7s.
And then once we get into divisions, it'll be the 9-7 format.
game. Yes.
Well, let's talk a little bit more baseball. We talked about pitchers earlier. Let's talk about other position players. What are some of your key, outside of pitching, what are some of the key players you're looking at to really help you out this year?
You know, returning players, we have Braden Coffey behind the plate. Easton Porter, his return, he's going to be a third-year player also behind the plate. Mason Barker is going to be a shortstop, but he's gone through a lot of COVID issues over the last month, being quarantined, brought back, quarantined, brought back. Then he got it, and so he's missed a lot of time. Johnny Johnson is one of our outfielders return. That's really the only players we have returning starters last year. In terms, so we have 4 or 5 guys. But that's the same every year. It's JUCO, and you have a lot of freshmen guys step in and play. And so those positions, we do have a transfer. Dylan Morgan transferred from East Mississippi as a third-year guy also. And so we feel comfortable with him at first base. But our second base, third base, and 2 of our outfield positions are still being challenged right now.
Of course, one of the things that you are fortunate in is that you play an outdoor sport. So you don't have a lot of the worries that a lot of the indoor sports have as far as people coming to the games and being able to see your games and separating and things like that. So I know that's got to be one thing you're at least semi-happy about, that you get to play outside.
We have not been given our COVID guidelines yet. That's probably coming down Monday. Well, it actually coming down the end of this week because the northern schools, they actually started playing this weekend. But I think it's going to be try to social distance yourself, and we've done a lot of different things in the dugout and the dressing room and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of been a stay that's everybody's dealing with. But I think it's going to be a normal, kind of like football, just social distance because you're outside.
Well, you get your season started Wednesday, and lo and behold, the first game on your schedule, your old rival, the Colin Wolfpack, hadn't played a game in a while, and you get to start right in the den with the Wolfpack.
That's where we ended up in the fall. We played Colin the last fall game, and going to turn around and play them again. And obviously, I don't know, Clay and I are good friends. We talk about that every year with the Coca-Cola Challenge, and that's just something we got to deal with. And we love each other every day except the day we play.
I was going to say, you'll love each other until 3 o'clock Wednesday, right?
That's right.
Well, Coach, speaking of baseball, don't forget as well, Bear TV will have all your home games. So that's another outlet that people who may not be able to attend the games because of COVID, may just have COVID concerns, can always watch the games.
Right. We're fortunate to have that, and Dr. Dale and the people who put that on, we appreciate that. And that's always the avenue for everybody to be able to get out and or they can get out to come out and see the games.
On the side note, we got to see Dr. Dale in action today, didn't we?
Absolutely. He was in a panic.
He was in action today for sure to make sure we got this show going. Coach, thanks so much. We look forward to getting your season started. Like we said, the Wolfpack in town, a couple of 7-inning baseball games Wednesday night. In addition to that, of course, some more games down the line. Then, of course, division play. Still a couple of weeks away before you get that started when they actually start counting as far as seeding goes and all that. We'll have you back, of course, later in the year. Talk more about your season as the season gets going.
And of course, with baseball season and Colin and all that, we always want to think about Robbie.
We do.
Think about Robbie. And hopefully he's getting better, and can't wait to see his face out the ballpark.
Something tells me he'll be watching that game
I think he will.
too as well. He'll probably be critiquing me way more than you, but still, I'm sure he'll be watching the game Wednesday.
Absolutely.
We'll all get a tutorial on how bad I did and how bad you played come
Absolutely.
Thursday morning
Absolutely.
from Mr. Hamilton.
We're going the other way.
Absolutely not. Ken, thanks so much. Like I said, halfway through the year, we'll get you back. We'll talk more baseball here on Bear TV, Inside Bear Athletics. Hey, that'll do it for another edition of Inside Bear Athletics here on Bear TV. Remember, Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock on all of the social media platforms of Southwest Mississippi Community College and, of course, at southwestbearathletics.com and Bear TV. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Tuesday night. Bear down.
Thanks for joining us for Inside Bear Athletics. To keep up with all current game stats, scores, and events, join us at www.southwestbearathletics.com.